Um, One of my YouTube subscribers has sent me a name and a link and was telling me about this young baby, and I'm gonna call him a baby, even though he's a boy, 13 years old teenager. This baby was murdered. Then I came across a video that Gia Ireland and some other people had did about Darius Simmons. Didn't I tell y'all this was gonna happen? Didn't I tell y'all this shit was gonna ratchet up? Didn't I tell you white folks was gonna come out and start shooting black folk down left and right? Didn't I tell you this stuff was gonna happen? But a lot of y'all say, "Oh, you're paranoid, Harvey." This is why I say you gotta learn your history. Now, some people think this is new. There have been black people getting shot down all over this country, all over the world by racist people, okay? Or people of color who want to be a part of a particular group. But what I've noticed is there's been this uptick in killing young black males. Now, I have a theory behind this, and I want you to just think about it for a second. You notice if a young black male is respectful, polite, have common sense, have a good head on his shoulder, people do any and everything to try to stop them, and a lot of times within our own community. But if this young male is noticed by somebody outside the community, they do everything they fucking power to make this young male an example. Look at all the young brothers have been murdered within the last 5 to 6 years. Think about the older black men that have gone to the electric chair or are stuck in prison. But think about the younger ones. They doing this on purpose. See, they don't want a young black person who has some common sense to get that, I wouldn't say wisdom, but get that sense of self-awareness like I am. See, when a young black man grows up and getting his 20s into his 30s and he gets past the age of 32, they know, we can't stop him because they know the game now. See, they didn't got so slick. They said stop them when they at puberty. If these young boys are not out there in the corner want to pretend like they're a little gang bang and want to be criminal, if we haven't feminized them, we gotta kill them. Think about it. Now, some of y'all gonna dismiss this, but really think about this. Turn on the television. Notice a lot of young kids, young black males are getting killed. And a lot of these kids are not in gangs or criminal activity. They're getting killed because they're straight arrows. And that frightens people. They even frighten people within our community. But it really frightens people outside the community. I'm going to tell you what it goes back to. And this is not to put this on the president. But remember during the campaign, people kept bringing about black male and black images. Right? And remember when you saw these interviews of young black men saying, "I believe in myself. I know I can do something now." I felt those type of interviews insulting because somebody had to tell our boys that because you are a black male, that you are destined for nothing. My father, my mother, my uncles, my aunts, neighbors, friends of the family never told me, my brother, or their sons or other boys that we gotta go out there and grab a basketball, a baseball, football, or a microphone, or sell drugs on the corner to be valued or to do something. But the last 20-something years, black boys have been so devalued, they want them to play. If they don't play this role as a criminal or a homosexual, let's just be honest with you, he is perceived as a threat. This little boy, from what I understand, was taken out the garbage and was accused by a 75-year-old white man. No, it's ethnicity. Now I'm going to read this to you, okay? And then I'm going to come back and give you the rest of my commentary. Another unarmed black youth shot and killed. Darius Simmons was only 13 years old. Update. Excuse me. And this is his mother, Patricia Larry. Okay? Just a few short months ago, hip-hop journalist Davey D blogged about the 29 black people that have been killed by police or those claiming to be security since 2012. 16 after the murder of Trayvon Martin. This is before police in Oakland, California killed 18-year-old high school senior Alan Buford under very questionable circumstances. This morning I got word from the executive director of League of Young Voters, Biko Baker, that another youth was shot down. He was only 13 years old. Darius Simmons was by all accounts a good kid. The fun-loving sixth grader was simply moving a garbage can in front of his home when his neighbor, 75-year-old John Henry Spooner, confronted him with a shotgun and accused him of stealing from his home. Darius, who was at school at the time of the robbery, denied being involved in the death. John Henry Spooner then proceeded to shoot Darius in his chest while he had his hands raised, showing Spooner he was unarmed. His mom, who was watching in horror, ran to Darius to see if she could find a pulse. She could not. Darius, 13 years old and unarmed, was murdered in cold blood in front of his mother. Just the devil right here. According to Milwaukee Alderman Bob Donovan, he had breakfast with Spooner an hour before the shooting, and Spooner told him he suspected Darius of the crime and was upset that the police hadn't done anything about it. Spooner then told the alderman that there was other ways of dealing with these problems. You know what that means? That qualifies as premeditated murder of a 13-year-old boy. To make matters worse, the family only lived next to Spooner for a month. John Henry Spooner was arrested and charged with first-degree intentional homicide. A judge set cash bond for $300,000. Black youth are being stereotyped, targeted, and killed by law enforcement and now community vigilantes. This is bigger than the caste doctrine, stand your ground law. It's about our country's continued refusal to acknowledge that we are still suffering the sins of our forefathers. And the more we try to push the racial boogeyman undercover, the more it's going to bite us in the ass. Biko Baker. Update. Community activist David Muhammad spoke to the family yesterday and sent me these corrections and information the family wants to get out. Spooner shot Simmons with a 9mm handgun 5 feet away from him in the chest, in front of his mother. Darius shot once in the chest with his hands raised. He ran, escaped, and collapsed at the corner, while Spooner attempted to shoot him in the back and tried to fire a third shot. After police arrived, Darius' body remained on the sidewalk while police questioned his mother, Patricia Larry, in the squad car for approximately 2 hours. During the police investigation of the shooting, they searched Miss Larry's home again, finding nothing. They proceeded to arrest his older brother for having truancy tickets. Wow. In contrast, Spooner's family was allowed to go in the home and remove items despite being the crime scene. Let me play this video.
But Darius didn't. Darius was innocent. He was at school. And he got gunned down for something that he didn't do.
Anger and grief from the family of a 13-year-old Milwaukee boy shot and killed outside his Southside home. A 75-year-old neighbor has been charged in the boy's death. 13-year-old Darius Simmons was killed near 20th and Arrow Thursday. WISN 12 News' Mike Anderson joins us live from the Milwaukee County Jail today. Mike, the suspect is still in custody.
Shelby, the 75-year-old neighbor, made his first court appearance today, and his bail was set at $300,000. Meanwhile, the family of the victim continues to wrestle with grief.
Heal whatever they're feeling, Father God.
You can see what Patricia Larry is feeling. This is the pain of a mother who watched her son, 13-year-old Darius Simmons, shot down right in front of her house, right in front of her eyes.
We ask you to bless Darius's family.
Prayer and the loving arms of family seem to be the only thing holding her up. Her sister Betty McQuiston took the mic for her.
The mom just wants everyone to know that the day someone supposed to have broken her neighbor's house, her son was at school, and Darius was innocent. He did not break into his neighbor's house, but he shot him because he thought that he broke in his house.
75-year-old John Spooner appeared in court Saturday for the first time to face charges of first-degree intentional homicide. According to court documents, he accused the boy of stealing guns from his house. Patricia Larry says her son was shot in cold blood.
And his mom wanted everyone to know that he had his hands up, standing in front of him when he shot him. And then he turned to run, and he shot him again in his back.
The family says it's hurting, but it's also angry for several reasons. One, the mother says she was detained for questioning in a squad car and unable to go to the hospital to be with her son before he was pronounced dead.
I don't think she should have been in the back of a police car and her son just got shot. And then we're more so angry that people can walk around with guns and feel like they can take the law into their own hands.
WISN 12 News did reach out to the police via email for a response on the mother being questioned in the squad car. We did not get an immediate response. Live in Milwaukee, Mike Anderson, WISN 12 News.
That's all right. Thanks so much, Mike.
Now, I want y'all to look at this man. Now, I want you to zero in on something that I've zeroed, his age. He's 75 years old. 9 times out of 10, he was one of those white guys who was out there protesting, or one of those white guys that kept black folk, or black men in particular, from getting jobs. Now, y'all gonna say, how can you say that, Harvey? Well, listen to what he told the alderman. He said he suspected his neighbor. He had no proof of stealing from him. And he said there's ways to deal with that. Now, if the police was called and they didn't find anything, didn't do anything, that meant there was nothing there. But he was so enraged that it had to be this little black kid. He shot him. Now, I'm going to tell you something. I told y'all when George Zimmerman did what he did, he emboldened a lot of people out here with a mindset. Look, this is why I get mad at our people when we got a group of black men and black women, black children out there doing harm to each other. Because the first thing people say, well, black people are killing black people. Yes and no. It's a small group, and unfortunately, a small group is becoming the face and the voice of a community. But also, people need to acknowledge there are people coming in and out of our community doing this shit. Now, I've told y'all on my very original channel what was going to start happening. And I said this probably about 2 years prior to what's going on now. I said that and I said, y'all need to understand something, that people are going to start ratcheting it up. They don't want to see Mr. Obama win. They don't want to see me and you live better than them. They don't want to see you with job opportunities. They don't want to see us happy. But it don't help when we got brothers and sisters out here doing their dirty work for them. Now, what if I say here and say, you know what, brothers and sisters, y'all need to start going to find y'all. Now, I did this before, but I'm going to say this again. Y'all need to start looking up your gun laws in your neighborhoods, your cities or municipalities, your village, wherever you live at. And you need to apply for it. Now, if you have a clean record, you should have no problem. If you have a criminal past, then that's going to be a problem. Okay? Or alleged criminal past. Now, me, I'm legal. Anybody that comes up and fuck with me, I ain't shooting the wound. I'm shooting the way the military trained me. But I would never do it just to be doing it. Every week we hear about some black kid getting shot down, but especially black young males. And I go back to this again. It's usually those who have a good head on their shoulders, those who don't fit in this quote-called clique, and people pick up on that. Whether it be by our hand or people outside the community, people pick up on that. That's why George Zimmerman and this Spooner guy did what he did. You know, when I sit back and drive through certain communities, I know that I'm being watched. I know I'm being monitored. I know that there's some people, they can get away with doing harm to me or my siblings or my father or my uncles or my other cousins, male cousins, I should say. They would do it in a heartbeat. But as I said before, when we reach past the age of 20, about 25, 26, they figure, and these guys never been in trouble. These guys don't have any records, none of this stuff. They figure it's going to be kind of hard to do things to us. Here it is. I could be in my car, seatbelt on, driving, following the speed limit. Police right behind me. But when they look at my plates and they run my plates, and they run, uh-oh, can't fuck with him. And don't get me wrong, some have. And I stood my ground. Now, looking back at it, I probably could have got shot down. Now, I never put my hands on them. I never belittled them. I never threatened them. But I did say, hey, I know the law. I know how far the fuck you can go and what you can't do. But this is why I have issue with some people claiming victimhood. Here it is, for nearly 500 years, our people have been victimized. And the moment we start saying we're going to defend ourselves, you always got some bleeding heart liberal or some fucking conservative telling us, nope, 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 you can't do this, you can't do that. This should make every black man or black woman and black child say, you know what, it's time to strap up. You know, these motherfuckers shooting us down, whether it be your own people, people outside the community, people who don't look like you. You need to defend yourself. Spooner, Zimmerman, these crooked ass cops, these so-called militias, neo-Nazis, Aryans, whatever they want, at some point, black people, especially black men, are going to get very serious about dealing with these bastards. I mean, you see them all over the internet spouting they hate and shit. I mean, 75 years old, you killed a 13-year-old baby. 13 years old. His mother saw her baby get shot down. Poor baby tried to run him. Then they questioned the mother in the squad car for 2 hours. They went in her house, treated her like she was a criminal. And I'm gonna tell you, I don't know if the sister's married or not, but I'm just gonna assume by her not having the same name as her son that the father's not in the picture. Now, I could be wrong. They could be divorced, or she could be remarried. But I'm just gonna assume that because I didn't see any men, black men. Next, I saw 2 black women on her. One was her sister, and the other one I couldn't identify. If brothers, if we need to step up, this is why I say if you're gonna have a child or have children already, you need to step it up, cause these babies are under attack. I dread what's gonna happen in the next 20 years when we're too old to do anything. Motherfucker, 75 years old. God allowed him to live to be 75 years old, and you trying to shoot a baby because you think he stole something. No fucking proof. You think he stole something. Listen, remember that shit back. I told you a story in the Texas, and the guy saw his neighbor house being broken into, and 2 men of color come out, and he operated to him to stop. You hear the shotgun, and he said, stop. He shot him in the back, and he never got jail time. Look how the media is trying to defend Zimmerman, trying to rationalize what George Zimmerman did. Him and his wife was talking to Cole. Look what the New Orleans police did. They was killing people through Hurricane Katrina and trying to cover it up. Look what the New York Police Department has done. Look what Chicago Police Department has done. Look what the California Police Departments have done. This is shit. This has become a weekly, monthly, yearly thing. At some point, black men and black women, but it's more so black men, we're gonna start dealing with these type of people. Whether they look like you and I or look like this guy in this picture, we need to start dealing with this shit. It's a reason why they're killing black boys. And I'm telling y'all right now, it gotta do with black male masculinity. If a black man has a head on his shoulder, that frightens the fuck out of him. See, they ain't worried about no gay black man. He's not a threat because they know they can deal with him. And for you gay brothers out there, and hey man, I'm just being honest with you. Y'all don't get fucked with like straight black men do. Think about it. Think about it. Really want y'all to think about this.